Diamond Mounted channel, welcome. Right, jumping straight into the next Set in Endeavour video. Got this full eternity ring, which I showed you on the last one. Tried a few stones already, made loads of mistakes, learnt loads already just from trying it. I do think trying things just for yourself and making mistakes is a really good way to learn some new skills. But I'm well aware it can get frustrating, and it'll be nice to just be able to ask someone next to you how to do something. But it's a good way to learn. It's a real, I think the hidden treasure of acquiring new skills is in the mistakes. So don't feel bad about getting things wrong and having to do them again. I think it's actually a good way to learn, although it can be frustrating sometimes. Right, let's get into it. After I said thank you to a new patron, we got Rob Punchin. Thank you very much, Rob, for becoming a patron. If you want to become a patron yourself and support the channel, you can do so from the link in the description. We get a shout out in the video. You get to see all future Diamond Mounted uploads 2 weeks before they go live on YouTube. You get access to all the full instructional guides, and if you're an official patron, you get a load of exclusive content as well. I'm uploading quite often, just exclusive little things behind the scenes and extra little bits of information on that. Also, by the way, let me mention there's another channel, another sidekick channel to the Diamond Mounted channel. It's called Jewellery Reviews. It's brand new, there's only a few videos so far. Yeah, basically I just go over other people's YouTube channels, jewellery websites, jewellery design things, just stuff I find jewellery related, and I give my professional jeweler's opinion on it. So just short, like 5-10 minute videos even. Yeah, just a bit of fun really, and an opportunity for me to share more of what I know, not just making stuff and teaching how to make it. I can share other areas of knowledge I have in the jewellery trade. So yeah, check that out, Jewellery Reviews. Let's get into this. Okay, so if you don't know, rings like this, especially when they're all carved out, they're quite delicate. Yeah, you could literally squeeze that between your finger and thumb and probably push it out of shape. So you need this stuff to fill up the inside. This is, in Japan, it's called heat form. It's called jet set or something, set a jet in the US and the UK, but it's just like hard, kind of almost like plastic. Get it really hot. I soak mine in boiling water. I suppose you can use a blowtorch if you keep the heat far away, but it's a bit smoky and burns the surface a little bit. I just soak mine in boiling hot water, and it goes soft enough to squash it in there. If you're interested, I cut off about that much, and that filled up that ring nicely, perhaps even a bit too much. So yeah, that was my first mistake, filling it up inside, and then started phrasing out the outside. I now know much better to prepare all the settings first for the stones to sit in nicely, and then do this. This is almost like a last thing you do to the ring before putting it in your vise and actually setting the stones. So that was my first mistake, so I learned something already. Right, let's give you some measurements. My ring is about 2 mils, just under 2 mil. My stones were, that was 1.99. They vary a little bit. They're all 2 mil basically. That one's exactly 2.01. Getting the picture. Basically 2 mil, either side of 2 mil. My last video I was talking about how my mistake for my mount and not letting me set things nicely was I hadn't carved out enough metal down the center and out the sides. So I'm going to cut some out, and then I'll show you the difference between what I had and what it needs to be. I don't know if this is going to show on camera, but I got these 2 cylinder phrases which worked quite nicely. One's bigger than the other. The slightly narrower one was the one I went down the middle with. Can you see how much that's opening up? That it's taking a load up the center, so it's just like a thin little bar down the side. But I don't want a thin little bar, I want to look like a little square stump. So I've got this one that's even wider, and that's for opening up the sides. So it really changes it quite a lot. I was really quite far out from what I needed to be with this ring. So just to share with you my non-expert opinion on what's going to work well with this ring. Going down the center, got 1.19, 1.2 down the center, and then cutting out the scoops on the sides, a bit wider one, 1.5. That's those measurements burrs for a 2 mil wide ring, 2 mil stones. So just the thinner one, go down the center. Easy. Okay. I just want to do 2 or 3 just to really practice what I'm doing and make adjustments with the next set if I have to. Right, so this is the wider one. Now I'm doing the sides. I don't know if you can see, it looks so much thinner now compared to the rest, those chunky ones, and then these two are going to be split down really thin. Maybe just do the one next to it. Okay, so there's the stones I set before, and then going down, that's what I just opened up. You can see all the metalwork I've cut away. Cut on the sides, looking a lot more like little spikes now rather than chunky little square things. Okay, so I've got this little burr, set-in burr. This is 2mm. I'm gonna go down. If you catch me doing anything wrong, like if you're a setter, you've got a setting experience and you recommend doing all this first and then cutting the sides for any reason that I haven't thought of, let me know. Whoops. Another thing I learned is I want to have magnification doing this kind of work, because I keep picking up my eyeglass, watchmaker's eyeglass. If I had some proper like set-in binoculars, well, I know even jewelers use them. I always felt they're a bit overkill, but for set-in, I think they're gonna be really, really helpful. So I'm gonna get some of those visor goggle binocular things. I'm just working with a silver ring and CZs, yeah, but I'm going to work as though this is an expensive ring and these are diamonds, because then I'm practicing working in a way that's going to be no problem if I ever do have to set something with expensive stones. I'm not being all clumsy, flicking them about and dropping them on the floor and not caring. That's not a good way to practice working. Putting these in with tweezers. I know some setters have like beeswax on a stick or something and they just put them in. I'm not at that level yet. Maybe next one I'll start trying that. I've got this little bit of bamboo stick just for pushing them down flat. And then I've got to check they're sitting at the same height and straight. Problem with these CZs, yeah, the diameters of them, measurements are pretty good, but some of the girdles are really thick. They seem to sort of sit differently. I haven't got a proper setting tool, so this was a drill I've just ground to like a sort of flathead screwdriver shape, like graver shape. This is a wet stone, oil stone. I'm just sharpening it. I'm not too worried about the angles. I know there's like some specific angles for types of setting. I'm not worrying about that for now. Just keeping this very sharp. This stone was scooting about all over the place here, so I just glued a bit of leather to the bottom, gives it a bit of grip on the bench. So that stays over that side. Right. And this is in a pin vise, obviously. Another thing I learned is I want my chair even lower to do this. So I was like really hooking my neck and arching my back to see this. So I've put it on top of my metal blocks to raise it up a little bit rather than take the wheels off my chair. It just helps me out a little bit, just be comfortable doing this. So with this, to split the claws, I'm just lining it up, trying to get it dead center with magnification. Skim down the side. I mean, maybe these are a bit thin for silver. Okay, I balls that one up, I'm going to the next one. The claw went whack, and then this went. I'm glad this is all on video and I'm showing everyone. That never happens to Bobby White. Okay, that second one sort of worked somehow, but let me turn it around and do the other side. I mean, this is useful, it spins, but it spins way too easily. Where's my hammer? Okay, that was not bad. All right, so that's sticking in there a bit now. I don't even need that hammer, I can just push down with one hand and split these claws. Okay, so this is what us beginner setters hate about setting. You start pushing metal about and then the stones start moving. I'll show close what I've done. So this is the first one I was doing that I ballsed up. Skimmed down that side, that one, skimmed down the side and then tilted. This side went a bit better. That's the first one I did. Split there, split there. So that's what I've just done. So experimenting with my tools. Again, like if I have the correct tried and tested tools, I might do it much easier. So that's it, that's what I'm doing today with this. I won't bother showing you anymore, it'll just be the same again. So I'm going to do sets of 2 or 3. Perhaps I might change that one that I've ground out the side ones really wide. So I've got these tiny little spikes sticking up. I've got a feeling they might be a bit too narrow because there's a liability pushing down with this. It's scooting off to the side too easily. So I'm gonna, I mean, an experienced setter might tell me the angles I've cut this totally wrong. Anyway, there's a lot to learn, a lot to experiment with, so just gonna keep trying, keep tweaking it, what I'm doing, my technique, the tools, and just try it, keep going. Practice makes perfect and all that. One thing we used to say, other stuff I've learned, you don't practice something until it goes right, you keep practicing it until it never goes wrong. So that's going to apply to setting, I really believe. I should keep doing this until I can go all the way around the ring and they're all really perfect and all the stones, all the facets are lined up, all the stones are perfectly the same height, perfectly in line, not tilted, doing a really good job, and then doing it with relative ease as well, just concentration and then not making any mistakes. So that's the level I want to get to with these. This, I believe, is quite a basic level setting. It's probably going to take me more attempts than castings I've got here. I've got 4 more castings to get through. But yeah, just keep trying it now and again and hopefully get better.